Josh, this is a 6-month-old vizsla. Her name is Camila. We trained her brother Canelo a couple years ago.
I remember that.
They signed her up before they even brought her home, actually. They said she's a little bit more difficult than Canelo was. Really hyperactive. Anything she gets in her mouth, she destroys and tries to swallow. Pulling really hard on the walk. Demand barking, especially when they pull Canelo out for a walk and leave her. She does not like that. And overall, just really, really, really difficult to manage.
Yeah.
We boarded her once when she was 12 weeks old. So she's been here before.
Okay. 6 months.
6 months old, Camila. She bugs Canelo, but she does respect, he'll bark at her if he's had enough, and she does stop, so that's good. So we're gonna start with the recall here. And then build that, Camila, and then build that into the stay, starting with foundational work, recall, and stay.
Camila.
There's the tone. She's not gonna know what that means, but she's gonna get verbal and hand signals. The pressure is on. She's gonna have to figure out how to turn it off by listening to the information. Okay, and every time she walks away, it's gonna start over again, right? So it's kind of like a fun game at the start of it, like, oh, come here and get pet.
Go ahead, Bruce.
She's probably let Canelo do this. Because she's used to having an older male dog around.
Right.
So she's doing exactly what she's supposed to.
Let them have their way.
Yeah.
He wants to hump, as we always say, but he won't. Because we've told him not to. This is good. She's peeing.
Try to distract him.
Actually, that was him drooling.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think that was just him drooling, unless he did pee a little bit.
You don't like that.
No, he don't. You don't sniff me.
The further his ears go back and the wider his eyes get, you can tell he doesn't like.
He wants us correct her.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
There she comes to Josh.
How's it going? Camila? I'm never gonna get right on. Camila's right. Yeah. Alright, let's continue here.
Recall off the dog. Good girl.
Yeah,
nice. Nice. Oh my gosh. You guys, it looks easy, but she used to come and jump, and then she also used to come and either run through his legs, jump, or go around him. So the fact that she's coming and sitting is beautiful.
Good. She tried, she also tried going in the opposite direction. She also tried
ignoring.
Still ignoring, right?
Tried barking at you.
Barking, yeah. Good.
None of those work. This is the only thing that works, so that's what she's going to choose.
That's the interesting thing, good girl. That's the interesting thing is each dog's put through the same program, right? So we start the same way with each dog, and it just depends on how they respond, right? So how's she going to respond when somebody asks her to do something? She doesn't, and then a correction is applied. Is she going to just say, yes sir, and listen? Or is she going to throw a temper tantrum first because she's used to having her own way, and then listen? Right? She just happened to do the temper tantrum, which is, you know, very common, especially when a dog has been having their own way at home for so long. It's just like a kid. When the rules are finally applied, there's a temper tantrum to start, right? And then that gets over with, and then we can move on. Good girl. Stay Okay. That was a perfect recall. That was on purpose stay. She's a little
Correction,
bit
then recall,
distracted
and
right
then
now. Perfect play.
repeat the stay.
Good. I like that he's a little bit of a distraction right now. She already knows the recall. She
Oh, for
picks up
sure.
on- they
She
all
knows it.
Pick up
Yep.
on it like this. She doesn't need focus. She doesn't need me to explain anymore. Little distraction's good because it makes her have to pay attention. In this science, you only have two means of motivation to use to affect behavior, and that is punishments and rewards. You know, the motivation, the dog has the motivation to earn something, the dog has the motivation to avoid something. Same as us. And if you're not using punishment, you don't have the full picture. No. There's no way to control and have the kind of control that you need without punishment. First thing he wanted to do when he met her was
Correct
punish
her.
her.
Yeah.
First thing. I just use the word punishment because you gotta get used to it. Because that's like the big bad word, right? First thing he wanted to do is do it.
Yeah.
He wanted to, right? And most dogs in here, if we let her out with most of these dogs, the first thing they're gonna do is correct her.
Yes.
Right? They're gonna punish certain things they don't like. She comes up too hot and heavy, maybe, or she's too puppy-like. They're gonna say, don't do that, don't do this, don't do this. And then when they get that nice calm compliance, then they'll come up and they'll sniff her. So the first thing they're doing is hierarchy. First thing. And then, after that's established, then maybe we'll get to know each other, and as the days go on, maybe we'll even play and, you know, enjoy some more
But there's
bonding.
boundaries that have been set.
Right. Once the boundaries have been set, once we know the hierarchy, and I think that's the same relationship, that's the same way that a human can approach it. You go for hierarchy first, you get the respect, you get the trust, and then once that's developed, then you can do some of the other bonding stuff, you know? And anytime the dog tries to push on that hierarchy and tries to not be a follower and step on your toes as a leader, you correct that, you maintain that hierarchy, okay? And this goes from the beginning. This goes from when you get the dog home. That's the kind of thing it should start, because that's how they live with their own pack. You see, as young as they are, when the mom starts to correct, right? And you can see the other members of the pack would start correcting. It's young. It's young. They definitely don't wait till 6 months to a year to start correcting. Good. So she's staying now. What I'm seeing with her, she's young, she's 6 months, but she's already got such an entitlement in her, so strong, as if her position in the pack is so much higher up than it actually should be, or ever would have been in a natural pack, you know, of dogs. Good. Okay? And that entitlement is leading, that's her belief, right? That's her belief, that's where she lives in her head. That's leading to the behaviors we're complaining about. So the demand barking, the FOMO, where she fears that she's missing out, right? She's not being the one who's going out with the humans, the other dogs going. Demand barking, that's entitlement, right? The first time she ever did that, you could be correcting that, right? And every other little thing that's disrespectful throughout the day, we could be correcting. We wouldn't have that mentality in the dog, and therefore they wouldn't bark. Like, he's not going to do that.
Mm-mm.
But there was a time that he
He
would.
would, yeah.
But that's not where he lives up here. It's not his belief anymore up here. He knows his position in the pack, and he's not an entitled dog anymore,
No.
I'm proud to say. And he's much more enjoyable, right? But he once was that bratty, entitled, destructive, and they only get worse.
Yes.
They only get worse, right? It doesn't get better. Like, a lot of, the old thing is like, they'll outgrow it. It's like, good luck. You're going to be waiting a long time. Maybe when they physically can't do the things anymore. Good deal. We're going to try to see if we can release her. Camila. Break.
Good girl!
That's what I'm talking about. I like that. I like that. I like that switch. That's good. She went into a really calm and submissive and compliant place there. And then when she got released, she bounced back. That's a really good sign. Good. Good. You can see a very reactive dog.
Yes.
Very reactive. That just means that she doesn't think. She has association.
Very impulsive.
The jiggle. Oh, the door. Go.
Go.
Right?
Yep.
So she's not stopping, thinking, taking direction. Good girl. Shall we dare try a recall in from outside? She's gonna run right out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. No respect of thresholds at all.
It's not good.
In fact, it's the opposite.
It's not good. Look at him.
Yes.
He's like, I'll stay 10 feet away from the door. I'll wait for him to tell me, right?
Yeah, because he knows. He already knows.
Right.
She's gonna learn.
Okay, here we go. She gone. I recall. She gone. Good girl. Here she comes. Here
Wow! Working on that position.
That's it.
There we go. Every time she walks away, it starts over again.
Good. Come on.
Not faithful.
Come on. She looked at that little good girl.
She says, what's a better option? Okay, fine, I'll listen.
That was a nice recall too, though, because she came and you can see she thought about jumping. She kept herself from doing that. She just sat. Good girl. She's looking up. I like it. I like it. Good. Good. Good girl. Yeah, dog training isn't easy. And it's not easy. It's easy in concept to understand, I think. And technically, if you have the recipe right, where the dog's trying, they're stable in their mind, they're motivated to listen to you, it is very easy. It's so easy, you're like, why is everybody doing this? The thing is that you never get the stars to align like that. The dog is almost always never stable and motivated to listen to you at the same time.
Yes.
Ever. And the best we can get is like, go get something valuable, like a piece of good treat or steak, and get that motivation. You might even be able to get that motivation to listen, but the state of mind's off, or a little too excited, a little too wonky, and then so it's like getting that nice state of mind, calm, compliant, follower, and motivated to listen. Once you get that, teaching the stuff is a breeze. It is a breeze. But getting the stars to align, that's where it's hard. That's where it's to get the dog to where they need to go mentally is the hard part. Good. Good. And that's what we're good at here, and that's why that she's going to turn out to be her best self, and she's going to have a way better life when this is all over with. Good, because I think she was, the owners were smart signing her up. I think she was heading in a pretty rough direction. She was going to be a tough little cookie, eventually. If she wasn't already.
She already was. Yeah, she already was.
Good. And we can just tell by literally the first time I'm asking her to do something, she's not listening. I apply a little bit of, and I'm talking
Barking.
the most mild, she's already disagreeing with me. She's so entitled, she thinks she can talk to a human that way.
Yeah.
You know? It's like me talking to my dad or an elder that way, or a teacher, being like, screw you.
Yeah.
It's like, what? This kid's talking like this?
Yeah.
How's he living at home?
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know, and I just had a dog that I just finished it on a day one, and she didn't do any of that. Not saying that one way or another she could have her times, I'm sure she'll have her moments. It's temperament though.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes they just like...
Yeah, these are the ones that the breeders will say sassy, strong-willed, independent. That's just a really nice way of saying good luck getting her to listen.
All those, it means that they're not going to listen.
Right.
So if you hear a breeder say,
You know,
strong
when
willed,
they do these temperament tests at, 4 weeks old, when they're holding the dog down and one is not struggling at all and the other one's trying to get away, that's your sign. It starts that young.
Those micro little
Yes.
moments where you can read into how the dog's going to develop. Those are temperament tests,
Yes.
right? So yeah, 100%. But the biggest part of the temperament test that we need to make sure we do, and it's for some reason it seems to be looked over, is how the dog responds
To a correction.
to a correction.
Yes.
Meaning, how do they respond when you say, don't do that, they do it again, you correct. Or do that, they don't do it, you correct. How do they respond to that correction of authority? Saying
Right.
you have to do it. Another dog will correct them. How are they going to respond when the dog corrects them? Some dogs just take the correction and say, okay, right,
Yes.
we move on. Other dogs are not going to respond that way,
Right.
and they're going to fight the correction
Yes.
and say if he corrected her, and then she corrected back.
Yeah. I think
How do we
dogs,
have dogs fight?
I think most dogs, from my observation, tend to listen to dogs a little bit better than humans for the first time. Because they have an association to humans that is not authoritative.
100%. You nailed it on that.
And they don't get
Dogs
the
are
authority
honest
from
about it.
humans until they come here.
That's right.
Yeah.
I believe that dogs are more honest to
Correct.
dogs
Right.
than humans are. Humans feel, I mean, we've been around enough frustrated owners and humans that feel that way towards a dog, but they don't express it.
Yeah.
The dog will let them know.
Yeah, right away.
Boom,
Right
right
away.
away, knock that shit off. And they have no emotion about it. In
No.
fact, they feel happy that they're able to do
Yes.
it. And then once the dog's settled, we might actually see some nice bonding.
Yeah.
But they don't care about any of that playfulness until it's taken care of.
Yes.
And we're humans, we're emotionally needy by the time we get to wanting a dog.
Yes.
By the time we get to like going to a place where we're picking them out, we've already been emotionally needy for months. And dog's a good way to go feel this void. And we go and look at them, and then by the time we get the dog, we're so wanting something to love us.
Yes.
That if you just lick my face or show any sign of affection, that's it. Oh, I'm not for you.
Yeah.
And there's no way I'm ever gonna punish you because you are
My
you
everything.
make me feel good.
And then
you are
and
here
then
to make me
and
feel
then
good 'cause I
it
make you feel
really
good.
starts going down a bad road when said dog becomes a little bit bigger and those behaviors that used to be
Yes.
cute are now
Now the
dangerous.
person is frustrated.
You get a zipper dog who's eating stuff and has to have surgery. You can't leave them alone. They're pulling you down the street. Maybe they even break your bones.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous for them too. A lot of those dogs end up getting into some trouble
Yeah.
for themselves too. They get hit by cars, they get into dog
Right.
fights, they eat stuff,
Yep.
they can even lose their lives or surgeries and stuff. And then also the household wreck, everybody's stressed, you know, furniture's getting torn up. All because, you know, we're looking at our own comfort with the dog. We want to see them happy and comfortable so that we can be happy and comfortable. And any type of adversity is just, we can't have it. We're not looking for that. That's not why we got it. But that's not real life. I wish it was.
No.
Man, do I wish it was.
Well, it could be. You could get a goldfish.
You could.
You could
but
even like
You could.
a
but
lizard. You know.
You can't cuddle with a goldfish.
No.
There's no fur. There's no.
I mean, you
know,
can. It just
There's,
flops around.
You know, but so I understand. The reason why I'm saying this is because I totally get it. I get it. I'm guilty of it actually in some ways. I've been there where all you want to do, you know, the last thing I want to do is punish my dog. All
I
I
think
wanna do
any
is
dog
cuddle.
trainer's been there, and that's probably how they got
We've
the
all been
training.
there, and our dogs have completely. The way you became a dog trainer, the way I became a dog trainer, the way all our friends become dog trainers, because our dogs become really bad really quick. And then everybody around us is stressed, at least in my situation, everybody who was around me and the dog, because I lived with a lot of people at the time, they were stressed about it and the dog was giving them a hard time, and I felt like it was my responsibility to take care of my
Somebody
dog.
needs to.
I started doing that, and it turns out it's not easy because the answers aren't always available. I tried all the stuff. I tried all the, you know, the first thing I ran across was like dog training, get my dog to listen. The first thing, and then boom, here I am with a clicker and a treat pouch, and I'm trying to get my dog to listen. He's like, by the time he's done with me,
Yeah.
he takes a couple of treats, he's done with me.
And he has diarrhea.
Yeah, and he's still biting at the face of my
Yep.
girlfriend's mom when
Yep.
she's trying to, you know, do ear drops, or they're trying to do the nails. He's being aggressive. He's not listening on the leash. He's using his weight against my girlfriend. He's pulling her around, digging holes, being destructive. All the stuff.
Somebody needs to take control, or the dog's going to continue to take it. It's literally that simple. And then it becomes a matter of what are you willing to put up with.
Eventually, the light bulb went off for me.
So either you're that house on the street where the dogs are barking their heads off and attacking the windows and nobody can come over, or somebody's taking control.
Yeah.
That's it.
The pack. You
Yeah.
gotta look at it as the pack thing.
Yeah.
You want to be the leader, and here's what the beauty actually is. Once you become the leader, and you put in all that groundwork, and the dog changes, and they see, because once they see you a certain way, it is almost unfair how much easier it becomes. You finally get to this point where, like, he's a great example. He sees his spot in the pack a certain way, and he sees us a certain way. He's so easy to live with. He's so easy to live with. Because we got to that point. Once you get there, you get all the good stuff back. You get all the good stuff back. Some people won't be able to do, and some dogs won't be able to have all the good stuff because it sends the wrong messages, and maybe they don't have, maybe the dog's so difficult that they're going to always need certain boundaries to keep the dog in line. I know we do that with him. There's certain things I won't do with him because I know it's going to make more work for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's certain things I keep off limits for him because I know it starts to just deteriorate
Absolutely.
his belief. Because he has prior beliefs before he met me, before he met you. He has different belief systems that he's already been living in, and he would love to tap back into those. So there's certain things that are off limits, but there's a lot we can enjoy, and we can get the love and the affection. I can cuddle with him and everything's fine as long as I know what to do when I start to see him slip.
Yeah.
But if I try doing that, if I give him all the love without the right relationship,
Oh no.
boy, he's gonna cause us.
Yeah.
My God, he's worse than you. She's just a normal bratty puppy,
Yep.
right? But it's a good talking point. Good. And as I sat here and talked, she's been a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna try the door again. Good girl. Stay. Great way to teach stay is with a threshold.
See, now she has motivation to leave.
Stay.
Wow.
That's good.
I was not expecting that.
That's good.
So hard for
Little
her.
correction for her there. She thought about bolting.
Mm-hmm. We see
Stay.
every motivation.
That's good. Just stay. That's good. Break.
Good job.
Break.
Good girl.
Come on, break. You can do it. Break, break.
Amazing.